Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Mr. Nolan. I'm
Hello,
Daniel
hello.
Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And this is our post-Easter and April Fool's edition of the Arlington
April
Weekly
13th.
News. For somewhere around the 11th,
Near tax day.
12th, pretty close to tax day.
Tax day.
Our pre-tax day show for
Someone hasn't done 'em.
2018. This edition of the Arlington Weekly News, and we thank you for joining us. We have our usual stuff here tonight, News and Community Bulletin Board, and as you can tell, Adele is here with another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Indeed it is. We look forward to that. Our CBB Community Bulletin Board file, as I mentioned, a roll-in, yes, Everyday Arlington, news for seniors, and then another roll-in, and our intrepid yoga man, Amit Brahmbhatt, and his guests. That's our show, but before we begin, a social media reminder for Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. Yes, we have YouTube. YouTube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, Facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And Craig, also on the radio.
Also on the radio, WERA 96.7 LP FM. Give us a listen. We're in your ear. All right, here we go. As promised now, our first news item. Well, Virginia Governor Roar of Take Two, Ralph Northam, has vetoed legislation, the bill known as the Country Club Bill. Turned it down. The bill listed as HB 1204 would have significantly lowered tax bills for 2 Arlington country clubs, reducing Arlington's revenue by about $1.5 million per year. Governor Northam stated that, and we're quoting now, this is a local dispute over local government's method of assessing land for property taxation. As such, the solution to this dispute should be reached at a local level without the involvement of the state, end quote. Arlington County Board Chair Katie Cristall expressed appreciation to the governor for his action to keep authority over local property assessments in the hands of local government. However, the Virginia State Legislature will now have an opportunity to override the governor's veto, so stay tuned. We'll get you more information on that as it becomes available. Senor Pineda.
Well, Craig, a former gym teacher has pleaded guilty to selling marijuana on the school grounds of Taylor Elementary School. Michael Diadigo and Luke Lloyd, another teacher, were charged with possession of marijuana and have been suspended from their teaching jobs. Another staff member who was not identified was also placed on leave for their involvement. According to a letter from Taylor's principal, we believe the investigation is only focused on adults and does not involve any of their interactions with our children. Diadigo is set to serve 1 month in jail if he follows probation, along with paying a $500 fine and undergoing substance abuse treatment. Lloyd was sentenced to 30 days in jail with a $500 fine and 100 hours of community service.
All right, Daniel, also in our news items, well, a few months ago, we reported that the blue-green Vespa scooter that was sitting out front of the Italian store down there in Lion Village has been found. Maybe it was at Westover. Well, either one. It was missing, and then now it's been found. We're now happy to report that has been recovered near the intersection of George Mason and Carlin Springs Road. The distinctive scooter was spotted in a pile of leaves near, as I mentioned, George Mason Drive and North Carlin Springs Road. It was found on April 3rd by a guy walking his dog a considerable distance from the Lubber Run Trail. The Vespa is in fairly good condition, although there was some damage to the clutch. The scooter is now back at the Italian store, but it will probably be kept inside for the time being. There appear to be maybe a couple of lessons from this. First, never steal anything you don't know how to drive. And secondly, never underestimate the value of walking the dog. That's good news. All right, Daniel, your turn.
Well, Craig, this is a very tough story to read. The Clarendon pizza shop known as Goodies has closed. They served the last of their New York-style pizzas on Saturday, April the 7th. Goodies was a former sponsor of the Square Circle, a political commentary show still being broadcast through Arlington Independent Media. The owners have indicated they are retiring after 13 years of service in the Clarendon community. Despite increasing competition from other establishments, such as Bronx Pizza and Pizza, Goodies managed to retain much of their loyal clientele by sticking with their specialty of pizza by the slice, with a choice of cheese or pepperoni. However, rising rents in the area made it difficult to keep the small shop running. The tiny shop location may prove difficult to refill, and a rumor that it may reopen as another pizza spot was not confirmed. And so it's goodbye for Goodies. A very tough story, as our Rich Masomni even interviewed them for Arlington Weekly News.
We've had Goodies on the show.
Many times,
Goodies
yeah.
Pizza on the show, thanks
Very
to
sad,
our friend Rich Masomni, and so that's sad to see Goodies go. All right, that's a look at our news items, such as they are, and we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele Cohen, another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Here's Adele.
Thanks for the great welcome. My name's Adele Quo, and it's time for another Easy Being Green. Alpha Kappa Alpha Kappa Chi proudly presents the film Styrofoam Mom on Tuesday, April 17th. Learn about the waste that never goes away at styrofoammom.com. The film takes you on a 9-year journey with Miriam Gennari, aka Styrofoam Mom, and also host of our Sustainable Scoop segment. While Miriam presents herself as an ordinary mom trying to teach her children about conservation, she's nothing but extraordinary as she first educates us on toxic, single-use, disposable containers and packaging material commonly called styrofoam. This is hotly debated on whether it's safely recyclable and how to properly dispose of styrofoam waste. Back in 2009, after receiving a dismissive response to her letter asking a local official to stop using styrofoam trays in her children's cafeteria at school, Miriam created a costume using discarded styrofoam containers, and Styrofoam Mom was born. On her quest to solve the styrofoam waste issue, she inserted herself into the local debate, suited up into her Styrofoam Mom costume, and continued down her path of inquiry and examination. Styrofoam Mom asks the hard questions about styrofoam and conducts fascinating interviews with school officials, business owners, and government leaders in Arlington and around the country. 30% of our landfill space is styrofoam waste by some estimates. Miriam investigates and confronts our passive acceptance of this single-use toxic trash, and she takes viewers on an entertaining and eye-opening journey to explain why we started using styrofoam in the first place, the growing and dangerous problem that it threatens to human health and our environment globally, and how we can clean up the mess it leaves behind. The film is appropriate for all ages. It breaks a complex national and global issue down to simple nuts and bolts to urge viewers to take action. After watching Styrofoam Mom, you'll never look at takeout containers, cups, or packaging materials the same way. So mark your calendars to view Styrofoam Mom on Tuesday, April 17th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the George Mason University Johnson Center Cinema at 4400 University Drive in Fairfax, Virginia. Admission is free, and donations will be welcome. Remember, it's easy being green watching the Styrofoam Mom movie.
All right, finally, our very own Styrofoam Mom, Miriam Gennari, makes it good. And she made a movie.
Yes, she did.
And I went to the screening. She had a screening and at her house, and it's very educational, entertaining, and informative. And,
the trailer looks fantastic.
I learned a lot about styrofoam and things I didn't know about it.
Great.
From watching her movie.
Sounds like a second endorsement there. 2 thumbs up.
So if you have a chance, stop by George Mason and see that on the 17th?
The 17th from 1 to 3.
1 to 3, okay. Cool, good stuff. Thanks, Adele, we appreciate it. Here we go, as promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Bridget Schulte is the author of the best-selling book, Overwhelmed, Work, Love, and Play When No One Has the Time. Ms. Schulte is also the director of Better Life Lab and the Good Life Initiative. She'll be on hand to discuss the historical roots of stress and how it affects our brains, our workplaces, our relationships, and our leisure time. That's coming up Wednesday, April 18, from 12 noon to 1 in the afternoon in the County Boardroom, 3rd floor, 2100 Clarendon Boulevard, right here in Arlington. Check it out. Daniel.
We certainly all have been there, right? Overwhelmed.
We have. Well, every day.
Well, Greg, here's an event for almost the whole family. It's called the Spring Awakening Campfire, and it's intended for adults and children over 3 years of age. The evening program around the Gulf Branch Fire Ring will include activities such as stories, games, songs, and much more. Not only more, but also s'mores. The cost is $5 per person upon registration. That's on Friday, April the 20th, from 7 to 8 p.m. That's at the Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park, located at 3608 North Military Road in Arlington, Virginia. Give them a call to register. That's at 703-228-4747.
I like the s'mores part of that. That should be the fun part. All right. Also in our CBB file, here we go. Thank you, Paul. The Arlington Festival of the Arts will be presenting their outdoor art show a little later this month. Hopefully the weather will finally cooperate and be nice. That'll take place on Saturday, April 21st, Sunday, April 22nd from 10 a.m. till 5 at the intersection of North Highland Street and Washington Boulevard in Clarendon. The event is FREE free, but if you'd like more information, give them a call at this number on your screen and in your ear now, 703-812-8881. Daniel.
And finally on CBB, something for the littlest kids, the youngsters. It's called Pond Life, and it's all about exploring things with wings, things that wiggle and things that even swim. It's recommended for kids ages 3 to 5. Naturally, parents are required to remain on site, but those with younger siblings may visit the rest of the building during the program. That's all on Tuesday, April the 17th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park. That's located at 625 South Carlin Springs Road in Arlington, Virginia. Admission is $5. It's not free, but $5. To register, give them a call at 703-228-6535. Great event, only $5, Craig.
Not bad. Can't beat it for $5. All right, we'll be back with news for seniors right after we have a look at another installment of Everyday Arlington. Take a look.
Hello, this is Hef Munson. I am standing at a park. I'm not quite sure what this particular park is even called. It is near the intersection of Barton Street and North 10th Street in good old Arlington. It's a nice little park here, and it doesn't have too much business on this end of it. On the next block there's another park, which this may be related to. But let's have a look at this one, because it's pretty nice in a very quiet, understated, local parky way. What I like about this particular park is it also includes the Path of the Labyrinth, which is what this sign here talks about. And it's got a bigger picture. There you go. That's a picture of the labyrinth. And it's labyrinthine. And then there's some more information over on the side here. Let's see if we can get a picture of that. There it is. And there's all sorts of other information on the side here that you can read about. It says here, our labyrinth is beautiful and a little different from most others. It has 3 boulders in the center. To me, they have an anchoring effect and act as a fulcrum of strength. So, there you go. It must be true. So let's go have a look. Oh, before we go walk the labyrinth, I just noticed it says here it's the labyrinth's journey to Barton Park. So I suppose this must be Barton Park. See, you learn something every day. Here is the labyrinth itself, with a little bit of my shadow showing up in it. As you can see, it doesn't really have any walls to it. The maze portion is in different colored stones. So if you were to walk on the lightly colored stones, those would be the paths, but there would be no danger of getting lost. This is what I would call a labyrinth for the risk averse. The older I get, the more I like that idea. I'm going to try to swing the camera around here. Let's see if we can get the coming out part. There is the coming out part, such as it is. You go out and then you walk this nice little path and you get back to civilization or something like it. In any event, it's a very nice little diversion and not terribly crowded. And it's all a part of everyday Arlington. And on Sundays, I notice that the street side parking is free, which is within my budget. So here we are doing a nice little pan shot of everything. So now you know what it's completely like from a 360-degree viewpoint. My commentary is pretty tedious.
Good old half.
Our venerable producer, director, and all-around jack of all trades in the control room, Hef Munson, another installment of Everyday Arlington.
Everyday Arlington.
Never know what's coming up every day in Arlington. That was great. Thanks, Hef.
Yeah.
The Labyrinth. Okay, as promised, here we go now with our News for Seniors. Yep, News for Seniors glasses in place. And Heather Herlock, Arlington County Public Safety Officer, will present a program on how seniors can reduce chances of becoming a victim of crime in their own homes, on the street, or at work. She will emphasize the importance of staying alert and in tune with your surroundings, so you can check it out on Tuesday, April 17 at 11 in the AM portion of the day, Langston Brown Community and Senior Center. They're at 2121 North Culpeper Street, right at Culpeper and Lee Highway here in Arlington. To register, get more information, give them a call. It should be on your screen there, 703-228-6300. Daniel.
And Craig, seniors can get their hearings checked for free. That's free by the Northern Virginia Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. They also provide information on hearing loss and help with various hearing technologies. They do not sell hearing aids. The service will be provided. That's on Wednesday, April the 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park. That's located at 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Appointments are necessary, so give them a call at 703-228-0955.
And Daniel, also in News for Seniors. It is seniors, yes it is. Arlington Spellbinders. Volunteer storytellers will unleash the power of oral storytelling with favorite tales from around the world. This program is open to all ages, coming up on Sunday, April 22 at 9 in the p.m. portion of the day. Take 2, 3 in the afternoon at Long Branch Nature Center. They're located at 612 South Carlin Springs Road here in Arlington. For more information and to register, give them a call at the number on your screen, 703-228-6535. Daniel.
Your famous take twos.
Yeah, I had to do a take two.
You had to have one in there.
Every once in a while.
Well, Craig, professional appraiser Jean Jackson will lead a workshop on the appraisal process. She will give pointers on how to determine if something is of value among family heirlooms. The event will take place on Monday, April the 23rd at 1:30 p.m. at the Lee Community and Senior Center and Park. That's located at 5722 Lee Highway in Arlington, Virginia. To register, give them a call at 703-228-0555.
And finally, in seniors, Daniel, Virginia Relay. This item, well, no, it's not about a foot race. Virginia Relay is a service which enables people who have difficulty speaking communicate by TTY or another assistive telephone device. Special features are available for Spanish-speaking and sign language users. A representative from Virginia Relay will explain how to obtain this service. That's coming up on Monday, April 23rd at 1 in the afternoon at Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center and Park. Their number, 703-228-5722. They're located at 738 18th Street here in Arlington. Give them a call and they'll tell you more about it. And as always, thanks to Judy Masabny.
Thank you, Judy.
Of OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for sending us these announcements. We appreciate it. We'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we hear from our yogathon man, Mr. Amit Brahmbhatt, and his guest. Here's Amit.
Hello viewers, my name is Amit Brahmbhatt, and in the last few interviews we discussed about yoga with Dr. Avinash Patwardhan. Dr. Avinash has written some scholarly articles and research papers, and also done some research on how to incorporate music into yoga. So today we are going to discuss a little bit about laughter yoga. Welcome, Dr. Avinash Patwardhan.
Thank you, Amit. It's a pleasure.
So let's start with practice of laughter yoga. How did it come about to be?
Actually, it was around 1990s where one doctor in India, his name is Dr. Madan Kataria, he started championing this concept of laughter yoga. He started laughter clubs, and then eventually he didn't call it as laughter yoga at that point of time. When it was adopted in the US, they started calling it laughter yoga.
So I have read in one of the Dale Carnegie books that your emotions follow actions, such as if you smile, your mood is going to be happier. Is that true when it comes to laughter yoga?
Well, probably as far as the science goes, no. Means I think Dale Carnegie indirectly said it so, Madan Kataria tried to say it so, that you can fake laughter and your body will not recognize the difference and you would get the benefit of it. But there was one study done in 2012 by one Dr. Casper, and he tried to prove if this concept is true, and his paper didn't show any statistically significant results. And other than that paper, I have not come across any scientific paper which has shown the effectiveness of laughter yoga.
So you also have some of the yoga sessions that you teach. Do you incorporate laughter in the sessions?
Absolutely, I do. When I offer a retreat, I usually have about 10 to 15 minutes of session of laughter, but I don't ask the participants to fake it. Actually, what we do sometimes is read some book, say for example P.G. Woodhouse, or I have a very good collection of jokes which I read to them, or sometimes I ask them in their personal life to watch Tom and Jerry, Laurel Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, which really induces genuine spontaneous laughter in them. And there is scientific evidence where it has been shown that the genuine laughter, when it comes from within, when your brain is tickled, it does produce some good neuropeptides or chemicals in the brain which have soothing effect on your body and mind.
Also, since you have read so many ancient scriptures, is there a mention of laughter yoga or laughter therapy?
Not in the language of yoga, because as we talked last time, for music there is Nadabindu Upanishad, but for laughter there is not a direct reference. Nonetheless, in ancient Indian philosophy they talk of 9 different shades of human emotions, and one of them is Hasya Rasa, which is one of the shade of human emotion of laughter and happiness. And in that sense, that concept of Hasya Rasa is connected to well-being of a person.
So is there a mention that laughter can help person reach enlightenment or something?
There is a very indirect reference, not in the yoga literature, but nonetheless into the ancient Indian literature per se. I think there is one reference somewhere in Kalidas, which I don't exactly remember the quote, but it does suggest that Hasya Rasa ultimately can act as a means to an end to Ananda Rasa, and from Ananda Rasa you can go to Shanta Rasa, which is the ultimate state of peace and I would say salvation or liberation. So yes, it's like a hopping stones. So you can start with Hasya Rasa, from there you can proceed to Ananda Rasa, from Ananda Rasa you can go to Shanta Rasa. So in that sense there is a connection, but the only thing that probably the caveat I would have is that faking it at some point of time, it has to get converted to the natural spontaneous laughter which comes from the heart, not from the lips, because that physical faking for a short while, can it help? Yeah, sure, means it changes your breathing pattern, probably it changes the return of blood to your right side of the heart. So in that sense, one can have a scientific study and show some little effect, but the genuine effect that we are talking about, of the genuine concept of laughter or humor, that can only come if you are engaged emotionally and mentally into that.
Wow, that's a lot of good information for us. So is there a medical research that supports this claim of laughter improving health?
There is only, as I mentioned, I came across only 2 research papers. One was in 2010 and one was in 2012. The 2012 paper is a negative paper, but in 2010 there was a small study done on elderly women where they tried to do this laughter yoga, and they did find very small effect. It was not very scientifically robust effect, but nonetheless they did find little effect, suggesting that it may have some potential.
That definitely is a very valuable information for our viewers. So say some of our viewers may want to get in touch with you. How can they contact you?
Yeah, sure. They can contact me at www.aviyoga.com, and I have an email address there, and they can always get in touch with me, and I would be happy to answer any questions they have.
Thank you, Dr. Avinash, for taking time and coming to our studio and explaining us a lot of theories behind laughter yoga. Thank you, viewers, for watching our show. Now back to the news desk.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Amit.
Amit, our yogathon man.
Yogathon. And I
And
went
it-
to a game with
and
him
his
at
guest-
the
Oh, yeah, you
Nationals.
did, yeah.
Yeah, and
How was it? Was that fun?
It was fun. It was
It's a great ballpark.
game of the week, ESPN
Oh,
game.
the Sunday night game,
Yeah, it went to 12 innings. We lost in the end, unfortunately,
Well,
but it
we
was
did.
still fun to be there with Amit and the Yogathon man.
Yogathon man. I had
like
no idea
fun.
he was a Nats fan.
Very
that's
cool,
good.
though, very
Yeah,
cool.
And he had the tickets, right?
Yeah.
So you can't beat that.
can't beat
Way to go, Amit. Amit had
All
the
right,
tickets.
go.
Okay, well, that's about a wrap from here. For now, anything else to add?
Go to see the movie Styrofoam Mom
Styrofoam Mom
Yeah,
coming
go
up
Miriam.
to see that movie at George Mason University on the 17th.
of April.
And check out what our own
After tax day.
Styrofoam Mom has put together. And that's it for our pre-tax day 2018 show.
We're almost there.
We hope you enjoyed it. And next week we'll do it all again. If you're out there somewhere, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe and happy tax day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.